Hi guys, it's Temi with YellowSparksJoy. Welcome to my channel. Now today I'm going to be talking about 10 Coach retail handbags and their alternatives at the Coach outlet. I recently filmed a commentary video on the price increases in the designer accessory space, and of course Coach retail was not left out. So since price is a determining factor in the purchases I make and purchase I know so many other people make as well, I've decided to put together a list of alternative handbags to Coach retail pieces. And where better to find alternatives for Coach retail than at the outlet? I mean, that business strategy is genius. You have a boutique where you have classic, timeless, high quality, wonderful designer handbags, and then you have a factory outlet that produces much of the same design. So they have the same design, they have the same aesthetic, they have the same brand focus and ethics, except it's lower quality. Doesn't mean it's not good. It's still, I would say, higher than some other outlets out there. So it's still great quality. It's just a little bit less than Coach boutique quality. And to be honest, there are some pieces that the outlet has come out with in the past that are comparable to Coach retail quality. Now, I'm not going to go so much into the difference. There's so many videos on that here on YouTube. I myself filmed such a video about 2 years ago on my YouTube channel, and I'll link that below if you're interested in watching. Now, before I go any further, let me just mention that I have videos on all the handbags that I'm going to be sharing with you in today's video, the ones I own. I've probably filmed previous videos, more in-depth reviews on all of these handbags. So if you'd like to watch that, I will link all of them in the description box. So number one on my list should be no surprise, because this is such a trendy piece at the moment, and it is the Coach Tabby bag. The Coach Tabby is not new to the house. It's been on the scene for a while. However, what made it really trendy was with the pillow version, and I'm very curious to see if the outlet is going to release maybe sometime next year a pillow version of the alternative outlet version, which is the Coach Georgie bag. Now, I actually quite like the Georgie over the Tabby because the tab that makes the Tabby is shorter, I think, and it's really because of that tab that I don't like the Tabby. So I don't have the Tabby in my collection. I don't have the Georgie either in my collection. It's just not my I like baguette bags, and I will classify the Tabby and the Georgie as the baguette style bags, but just because of that tab I don't like it, and so I don't have it. But I know there's lots of people that love it. That's why the Tabby is a huge trend. It was a bestseller even before the pillow versions came out, but then after the pillow versions came out, it just became a really huge hit. So if you like that style but price is a determining factor, you should really consider looking at the Georgie version from Coach outlet. Now, my list of 10 items contains only handbags, but I do want to give honorable mention to other items that Coach outlet sells as well. So there are shoes, belts, SLGs, and ready to wear. Their leather jackets are one of the best quality you will find. Number two on my list is the Coach Madison. Now, this is one of my favorites from Coach, and I do own one. I'm actually planning on buying another. This is the Madison in tri-fabric in the color heather gray, I believe. The Madison comes with a double flap and lots of space on the interior. And of course, the Coach factory outlet does have an alternative for this, which is the clear. So the Coach clear I also quite like. I've looked at that a couple of times when I've been in the outlet store, and it is very beautiful. Again, because it is an outlet piece, it comes in a lot of colors. They bring out new colors every season, new designs. They switch up so many things. So really, that is an advantage that the outlet has over the boutique. The clear, however, does not have the double flap feature, but it does have a pocket on the front part of the bag. So that's just something to have in mind. So if you like the style of the Madison, you should consider looking at the Coach Clear from the factory outlet. 3 on my list is the Coach Revel bag. Now, this is new on the scene. Coach Boutique did have a version previously, and excuse me if I use boutique and retail interchangeably. I'm referring to the same store. So boutique retail refers to the full price line, and then factory outlet refers to the discount price line. The Coach Revel is new on the scene, but they did have a previous version at the boutique many years ago. It was discontinued, and they have now come out with a renewed and revamped version called the Revel. It is a classic silhouette. So many brands have this style. Of course, you can see my Alma BB. It's the same shape. That dome shaped bag. Balenciaga has a version. many designers, Dooney and Burke. So you'll find this at almost all designer retailers. So if you're looking for an alternative to either the luxury designer versions or the Coach or other contemporary designer versions, then you have an alternative at the Coach factory outlet with the Coach KT. It's not as rounded as I would like, which is why I don't have one. I actually prefer the boutique version, but it is also a version to consider when you're looking at the price difference between both. Number 4 on my list is the Coach Field Tote. Now this is another bestseller for the brand. If you are a tote girl, if you love open totes, you will definitely love the Field Tote. I personally do not have the Field Tote. I do have one on my wish list. I can't wait until I'm able to get my hands on it. And why I love the Field Tote is that it is open. I love smaller totes that are open, and the Field Tote comes in so many different sizes. So you have the 40, the 22, the 30. So you have a size for different things, different occasions, work, travel, mommy bag, sports bag, gym bag, that kind of thing. Now, if you would rather pay less for that same style bag, Coach Outlet has got you with their Dempsey tote. This one I actually have from the outlet, and I bought this one when the Basquiat collection dropped. So this is the Basquiat version of the Coach Dempsey tote. This one is the carry-all. It's, I think, the medium size. There's one smaller than this, and then there's the bigger version, and then there's a huge version as well that you could use for travel or even as a work bag if you carry a lot of things like your laptop. So I do love the Dempsey. I think the Dempsey is quite comparable to the Field Tote. The quality is not that bad at all, especially on these Basquiat collection pieces. I think they went up a notch with this Basquiat collection pieces because the quality for this collection was way better than many of the regular made for factory pieces. If you love open totes, the Field Tote is definitely one that you would like. And if you're looking and comparing prices, then look no further. Go to Coach Outlet where you have the Dempsey tote option. Number 5 on my list is the Coach Ruby. This is another new one on the scene at the boutique. They did have a previous version which was discontinued, and they've come out recently with the Ruby. Everybody loves the Dr. Barrel style bag. Like, it's a classic silhouette again for many designer handbag brands, and Coach of course is not left out. Now at the outlet, they've actually had the Rowan for a long time, and I can tell you for sure that the Rowan is one of their best sellers, if not their best seller at Coach Outlet. So if you like that style of bag but you don't want to spend so much on the Ruby, consider looking at the Rowan and the many style and color options that the Coach Outlet has. Number 6 is the Coach Willow. Now the Willow line comes in a different style. So you have the Willow tote, you have the Willow bucket, you have the Willow shoulder bag. Those are the 3 I know. I'm not sure if there's more to that line, but those are the 3 styles in the line that I'm really familiar with. And while I like tote bags, I actually would say that I am not too fond of the quality of the Willow bag at the boutique. As a matter of fact, immediately I discovered the Coach Outlet version, I hopped on that train and I have not looked back. So the version for the Willow at Coach Outlet is the Coach Molly bag. Now if you're a regular on my channel, you will know how much I've raved about this bag, and style wise it is very similar to the Willow. This is the Molly tote in the size 25. It comes in a larger size, and it also comes in a Molly bucket version as well. I'm not a fan of the bucket version, but if you are, go ahead and check it out. The Molly is definitely one where I will pick the outlet alternative over the boutique version any day, anytime. Now the 7th handbag on my list is the Duffel bag. Now this is one I don't have because personally I think it would be too big for me. I think they have 2 sizes, I'm not very sure, but I'm more familiar with the larger size. They do currently have on the website what they're calling the Duffel 16. So I don't know if the Duffel is the general name and then there's a 16 size, or the name of the bag itself is the Duffel 16. Because I'm not that familiar with the style, this is the much I know, but I know that it is a bag that leather lovers really love. Like if you are a lover of good leather, you're going to love the boutique Duffel bag. And of course they have a version, a very similar version at the outlet, which is the Val Duffel. Now, I actually knew of the Val Duffel before I even knew of the boutique version. So they're really, really comparable. The price is, of course, the big difference. Again, you have to think about quality, but I think those styles are both so similar. You just might want to go with the outlet version over the boutique version. The 8th bag on my list is one of my favorite fun bags currently in my collection, and that is the Trill bag. Now, this Trill bag at Coach Boutique is one of their older pieces. Like, they've had so many different variations of this style bag. The one I have is the soft metallic version in quilted leather, and I love it so much. This comes in and goes out from time to time. Sometimes they have it, sometimes they don't. Sometimes it comes out with a capsule collection. Sometimes you don't see it for a couple of months and then it comes back again. But I do love it. I love the fact that the back is flat so that it can lay on your body. Again, a lot of designer houses have this particular vanity case type style, but many of them are like round, like all around, like a circle. But I like the Coach one because the back is flat, so it lays against my body really, really well. Now, of course, I have an alternative to this from the outlet, and it is the Coach outlet Kay Crossbody. To be honest, I do not like the Kay Crossbody. I don't have it, I've never tried it, but when I look at the pictures, that's just what I see. So that's an alternative for you to look at if you like that style and you're considering the price difference. Number 9 on my list is a discontinued piece from Coach Boutique, but one I love very, very much because it's one of my favorite bags in my collection, and it is the Coach Retail Beat handbag. Now, for this one, I'm not just talking about the clutch or one particular style. I'm talking about the entire Beat line. So the alternative for this from Coach outlet is the Clio line. And I have also the Clio top handle. That tells you how much I really, really love this style. So I have the Beat in the 4 different styles that were made, and I have the Clio in the top handle style, and I have it in the saddle version as well. And I'll show you that in a bit. So you can see how comparable these two are. Like, it's the same style. The features are a little bit different. It has that that snap button closure. I mean, I should probably even film like an actual in-depth comparison to this. I think that's what I'm going to do. That's one of the videos I'm going to film next. So make sure you're subscribed to my channel and you hit the tiny notification bell so you don't miss that video when I eventually upload it. So you have the Coach retail version, the Beat, and then you have the Coach outlet version, the Clio. Very, very comparable. This of course comes in leather as well, so not just this denim. I just happen to have the denim version, which is why I'm showing you it, but it does have a lot of other style and color options as well. Now, in the same vein, there are 4 different styles in the Beat line from Coach Boutique, and I have a video on that. I'll link that below as well, so you can see all of the styles that they came out with in the Beat line, even though it's discontinued now. And one of the styles is the saddle bag, and I know quite a number of people like the saddle style bags. So this is the saddle bag from the Beat line. And of course, the Clio from the outlet also has different styles. So they have the Clio top handle, the Clio shoulder bag, the Clio crossbody bag, and then they also have a Clio saddle bag as well. So I have the Beat saddle bag and I have the Clio saddle bag. So that is an alternative if you liked the Beat line from the boutique, but because it's discontinued, you're unable to buy it from the boutique. You might want to consider looking at the Clio line at the outlet, because the Clio bags are still very, very much available at Coach outlet. You might actually be able to find some Beat handbags on the second-hand market if you look for it, but it's just so much easier to buy from Coach factory outlet if you really want the same style and silhouette. And before I talk about my 10th handbag on this list, I do want to mention that I've not included backpacks in this list at all. There are a number, like a whole lot of backpacks from Coach Boutique. You have the Hutton, you have the Charter, a lot of them, and they have similar versions from at the outlet as well. There's the Quartz, which I actually own. I just didn't bring that down because I wasn't talking about backpacks. So from both the retail store and the outlet store, Coach has a lot of backpack options. So you can definitely look at both, compare prices, maybe go in, compare quality, and decide on which one you want to purchase. My 10th handbag on today's list of alternatives is the Coach camera bag. Now, Coach Boutique has come out with different versions of camera bags over the years. This was available up until early this year. They have recently changed up their camera bag style. There's no longer a turn lock in front, but there's a C that's just very simple, very classic, it blends into the style, and it's really nice if you want a bag that is not loud, that does not scream designer at all. The new version camera bag is really good for that. Now, I usually recommend this camera bag as an alternative to luxury designer brands like the Gucci Soho Disco camera bag or the YSL camera bag, because I think this is very comparable in quality. This particular version I have is leather lined and it's big enough to hold all my essentials. Now, what do you recommend as an alternative to an alternative? Of course, I'm going to mention the Coach outlet version of the camera bag, which is the Jamie camera bag. The Jamie camera bag is absolutely beautiful. I've seen it a number of times in person. I like the shape, the size. It does come in a mini version and a larger version as well. So depending on how much you carry and what your needs are, you can look at both and decide on which one you want. I actually have 2 minis in my cart currently. I don't know if I'm going to purchase them, but I really like that style. And if you want to see more of what the camera bag from Coach can fit, I have a video here. You can click on that and go watch that right now and see a more in-depth review of the Coach camera bag. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.